Hello guys, so serious training resumes this week because it is time to start training for my first race of 2023, which is, you know it already, the Seville Half Marathon, taking place on January 29th. So welcome to the start of a new training series. I'm really excited to document my training, especially because for most of this training block I will actually be in Athens, so it should be really interesting. Right, so let me bring you up to speed on the running side of things. So the last running video I posted was actually the Malaga Half Marathon race vlog. That race took place on the 11th of December, and after that I had 2 weeks, I wouldn't say 2 weeks off because I carried on running, but it wasn't really like super structured training, and it wasn't a whole lot of volume at all. Basically it was a bit of a reset period. So the week after the race I was still in Malaga and it was all about recovery. I did only 40k running, I believe, and then the week after is when I arrived here in Athens and I started to like build the volume back up a little bit, and I had 2 sessions that week, and overall I did about 53k. And then Monday 26th December, early this week, is when proper training officially started again for Seville Half Marathon. It's a 5-week training block, which isn't extra long, but we've got to take into account the fact that it's on the back of several half marathon training blocks, on the back of several months of me building a solid base. I may have had a couple down weeks, but it's not like my fitness dropped off a cliff. I feel like I've been consistent enough and I've literally been pretty much half marathon training since the summer. So hopefully we'll be alright. Ben is still in charge of my training plan. We are not going to drastically change what's been working and we are not reinventing the wheel, but at the same time we're going to switch a few things up so I don't get too used to a specific type of training, and also we're gonna take advantage of the terrain here in Athens. It is not exactly flat, it is actually much hillier than Malaga or even London. So yes, it's a bit of a change for me because I usually tend to avoid the hills, but here I cannot avoid them, so I may as well embrace them. So basically there will be more hills and more elevation into my training thrown in the mix. So yes, Seville Half Marathon training, let's do this. Today's run is just an easy 6k, so I thought instead of going on the road, I'll go on the hill, tackle some elevation, do a bit of trail running. Don't really know where I'm going, but oh, I'm at the top now. There we go. So this hill that I'm on is called Shira Papa's Hill, and I'm not the most confident on this type of terrain, but I'm really glad I've got my Pegasus trail shoes with me. They've got a bit more grip than my road running shoes. It is now Sunday, the 1st of January 2023. Happy New Year, guys. I wish you all the best for the year to come. So this morning I did my very first run of 2023 and the last run of this first week of Seville Half Marathon training. So let's review the week and let's talk about how the runs went. Right, so Monday I just did an easy 8k and also some strides. Tuesday I had a session. To be honest with you, I'm not too happy with myself for this one. Basically the plan was to do 8 times 30 seconds hill reps into 8 times 1 minute on flat surface, and I had spotted a street with an incline that was next to a pedestrian street that seemed flat enough, so that would have been suitable for this session. And of course Tuesday morning, first of all, I couldn't find that suitable street with the incline, so I settled for another street, and turns out the incline wasn't that great. It wasn't even like 8-meter incline, so I don't think it was proper hill reps. And then the pedestrian street, turns out it wasn't exactly like flat. It was still a decent effort, including the warm-up and the cool down. That was a 12k session, but you know, it wasn't my best one. And then Wednesday was my day off from running. Thursday was the day I ventured on Philopapos Hill for some trail running. That was an easy 6K. And then of course I came across the street that I wanted to do my hill reps on Tuesday, the one with the good incline, no traffic lights. So I actually decided to do some hill reps Thursday after the run. I didn't do 8, I did 5 times 30 seconds because I thought Ben wouldn't be too happy with me doing those. But I felt like I redeemed myself. Moving on to Friday, it was long run day. It had been a while since the last long run. So I had 1.5 hours on the plan, starting with 40 minutes easy, straight into 20 minutes at my half marathon tempo pace. I went a little too quick, but nothing too bad. And then I had 10 minutes at 4 minutes 30 per K pace. I was really surprised to be able to hold that pace. I was actually bang on pace because that section of the run had some incline. So I was pleased with that, and then finished with 20 minutes easy. And then Saturday was just an easy 8K on the road. And finally today was my second session of the week, 3K warm-up, and then it was a 10-minute block, a 9-minute block, and an 8-minute block at roughly my half marathon tempo pace. And once again I did go a little bit too quick for the last 2 reps, but that's because it was slightly on downhill. I'm really struggling here to find a flat stretch that is long enough for intervals and that doesn't have traffic lights. So, you know, I'm just trying to make it work. And then with the cool down, that was about 13K for today. So I am finishing week 1 on almost 68K, well and truly back in full swing. And overall, I would say that was a pretty good week. Oh, and I went to the gym 3 times as well. I think this concludes my recap for this first week of Seville Half Marathon training. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope your year of running has started well. If you made it this far in this video, please give it a like, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye!